Hey kiddos, this is Mrs. Rowley with a quick tutorial over Workplace 3A, Star Power. Now I know with Mrs. K you had been playing this in your workbook, and if your workbook isn't marked up, feel free to play it there still. But here is a digital option for this game that will be revisited from time to time. So each player needs a record sheet and a game marker. Players share a pair of dice in a spinner. In this version, all of these components, the record sheet, the game marker, the pair of dice, and the spinner, they're all embedded into the game, so you don't need any of that if you're playing the digital version. 2, players roll the dice to determine who will go first. Step 3, player 1 rolls the dice and spins the spinner one time to see how many steps and leaps to take. The player can take the steps and leaps in any order to get as many star points as possible. Step 4, player 1 writes the numbers on all the spaces they land on along the way and circle the stars that they land on. And step 5, players take turns rolling, spinning, and writing their own record sheets until one player lands on or crosses over 100. That player is the winner. At the end of the game, each player counts how many stars they circled and writes this number in the star at the top of the record sheet. These are their star points. All right, the directions are all well and good, but let's figure out how to play this game. When you come down here, you'll see that there are 3 pages. This is the record sheet, and you know what? I don't actually think I'm going to encourage you to use that in this format. I think everything we need to do can be done right on the game board. And you'll see that I was practicing the game so I could explain it to you. All right, so you're going to pick your marker. You have a red bean and a white bean. Just put them off to the side as you get started. The purpose of this game is twofold. You want to collect stars as you go, and you want to be the first to get to 100. The star points are all well and good, but the person who gets to 100 is the winner. So as we think about moving, we're going to think about a couple of things. Grouping as we go and not counting by ones. Grouping is an incredibly important skill as you get older and you move into higher grades. Counting by ones is tedious. So you'll notice that the board is broken up into groups of 5 and the 10s all have stars on them. We're going to use that pattern to help us in our work. The first thing I'm going to do is toss the dice and spin the spinner. Now I'm going to work really hard to land on as many stars as I can, and I'm going to break up my leaps and jumps accordingly. So I got leap 110, and then I got 8 more. So I'm going to take my red bean. First thing I'm going to do is leap 10 because I want to land on that star. And then I'm going to leap 8 more. Instead of counting out 8 individual boxes, I know that this is a jump of 5, and then 3 more would be a jump of 8. You see how I'm grouping as I count to get used to the structure and makeup of 5s and 10s. All right, so a couple things have to happen now. I'm going to actually move my little bean right off to the side, and I'm going to come over to this marking tool. Instead of circling, which will make things a little bit messy, I'm actually just going to put a red dot. I landed on this 10, and I'm going to count that in my star points at the end. Not only did I land on this 10, I have to mark what box this is. And 1 leap of 10 and 8 more, that makes this box 18. So I'm going to make the number 18 in this box. All right, I'm going to move my bean back over, and now it's the other person's turn. So you're playing with an adult, you're playing with a sibling or a friend online, or like me, you can just be playing against yourself, and that will work too. I'm going to spin the spinner, roll the dice, and spin the spinner. All right, I have 1 leap of 10 and a 1 and a 1. Well, 1 and 1 is 2, and 1 leap of 10. So I already know, instead of counting 2 and then taking a leap of 10, which would skip this star altogether, I'm going to take my leap of 10 first and then make my hops of 2. So as the white bean, I'm going to come over. I'm just going to pick a different color. Obviously, white is not a choice. I'm going to make a dot as well. I landed on this star. I'll be collecting this. The other piece I have to do is mark on the game board what number block this is. And this is, or square, and this is square number 12. Perfect. All right, back to red. I'm here. I'm going to toss the dice and spin the spinner. And it looks like I have a leap of 3 10s, and then I have a 5 and a 4. Well, I can't really get here. This is a little bit tricky. I can't really get to these 10s. That's unfortunate. All right. I'm going to take 3 leaps of 10 first. I have 1. Notice I'm not counting them. I'm just moving them. How do I know that this is 10 squares? Interesting thought. 1 leap of 10. 2 leaps of 10. 3 leaps of 10. And then I have to go 9 more. Well, there is 2 and 7. So I'm going to end up right here. I didn't land on any of these stars, so I can't collect them. Bummer. But I can still write in what number square this is. I'm on 57. So I'm going to take my pen, get my red marker, and mark it 57. Beautiful. I can't put any dots next to any of these stars. All right, but I am at 57, which is way ahead of the white bean, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that. All right, we're going to head back to the white bean. We're going to toss the dice. We are going to spin the spinner, and I get 1 leap of 10 and another 10 more. That's kind of a little bit of a bummer too, because I can't really break up the 5 and the 5, so I can land on this 20. If you're feeling pretty clever, you can break up the 5 into different parts. But for me, I'm just going to stick with, I have a 5 here and a 5 here. I'm not going to break those up. So I am on 12. 5 would be 17. 3 and 2. So there's my first hop of 10. And then I need to do another hop of 10. All right. I didn't hit any stars, no dots. But I do need to write the number in for this block, and I picked green to do that. This is 32. Beautiful. And that adds up, by the way. I was on 12 and I added 20. So that works out mathematically, which is good. All right, you're going all the way through this board until you get to 100. You don't have to land on it exactly. If you blow past it, then you are the winner chicken dinner. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to count, each player is going to count up their star points. So in this case, each player at this point in the game, each got 10. So go ahead and take your color. You're going to write 10, and the other person is going to write their color, which is 10. And that's that, my friends. This game really helps us to use the structure of 10s and 5s to help us group as we count, which is a really important skill set. If you are still counting by ones to add and subtract, I'm going to encourage you to think about groups. All right, so find a parent, a sibling, or a friend, play this game. Don't forget to take a screenshot of your completed work and upload it into Seesaw.